Hello and welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Show. I am your host, Jay Jones. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the Black community by promoting business ownership. If you are currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, we invite you to join us every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 357. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today we're going to be talking about, are you charging enough for your services? 11 tips to increase your profits. Are you charging enough for your services? 11 tips to increase your profits. So we're really going to break down the science behind pricing and profitability. So if you're interested in scaling your business, this is one of the things that you can do to help scale your business. Now, before we get to today's episode, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and my resource links, such as the link to my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. Also, 2 platforms I created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide Black economy, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. Also, my new rebranded, rebooted Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Academy. You can go to BEBacademy.com. You'll have 5 days free access to the Academy. Now, in the Academy, there are going to be all of my workshops, trainings, and online courses. So make sure you take advantage of that. 5 days free access. Just go to BEBacademy.com. Now, let's get ready for today's show. Are you charging enough for your services? 11 tips to increase your profits. Now, I've been talking to one of my mentors over the past 3 years, and one of the things that he's always telling me is, dude, you need to increase your pricing. Now, I've done that on certain things, but other things, I want to keep the content available to as many people as possible. So the BEB ecosystem has free content, which is actually the podcast. We also have additional free content. We have webinars and things of that nature. If you want to go up a little higher, you can buy my book, A New Black Wall Street. Then if you need more assistance in building an e-commerce business, I have brandbuilderacademy.com, and I also have BEB Academy, which has all of my online courses and trainings in. And then I have one-on-one coaching. So I have different levels of content from free to mid-level to high-end, which is my one-on-one coaching. So today, guys, we're going to talk about, are you charging enough for your services? 11 tips to increase your profits. So these are just 11 tips, not in any particular order. But please pay attention to these, because these are some of the things that you can do to increase your profits and to help scale your business. I also wanted to remind you, if you don't have time to take the notes, make sure you sign up for the BEB Lifestyle Newsletter. Just go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, or you can go to bebconnect.com. And on the left-hand side on the top, you can click the image and you can sign up for the BEB Lifestyle Newsletter. Now, in that newsletter, every Monday morning when the show drops, you're going to get the show notes to that episode. So I know sometimes people listen to the podcast when they're driving. You could be working out, running, exercising on the treadmill or whatever. But instead of writing all of this stuff down, make sure you sign up for the BEB Lifestyle Newsletter, which is on the website. I also want to let all first-time listeners know that the show drops every Monday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your major podcast platforms and YouTube. So make sure you subscribe. If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel on any platform that you like. And look for us every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with new heat from Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and Jay Jones. So tip number 1 in no particular order, time is the most valuable commodity for entrepreneurs. Time is the most valuable commodity for entrepreneurs. So never trade your time for money because you're never going to be able to scale your business. So make sure you guard your time wisely. Okay, now these are 11 tips to increase your profits, and are you charging enough for your services? So make sure you guard your time. I know a lot of times we want to be able to do things for everybody as an entrepreneur. We want to help our community or help the people that we serve, but it's okay to say no, especially if you're not going to be able to deliver on what you promise. So make sure that you guard your time. It's okay to say no, because if you're running all over the place and you don't have time to be productive in your business, it's definitely not going to increase your profits. You're going to hurt your profitability by not guarding your time. And here's a quick tip for time management. I use something that I call time blocking. And what that is, it's taking a specific block of time. It could be 45 minutes or an hour, and you focus on one particular thing without interruption. You don't answer your email. You don't answer your phone. You don't look at something else on your laptop or whatever. You stay focused. That's going to enable you to complete your task and really start locking in your time. So I know when I'm writing my books, I have a specific time that I write, and I don't let anything get involved in that. But tip number 1, as we're talking about, are you charging enough for your services? 11 tips to increase your profits. Tip number 1, time is your most valuable commodity. Make sure that you handle your time with care. Tip number 2, and this is big, family. This is real big. Know the true value of your products or services. Do not underprice them. Know the true value of your products or services. Don't underprice them. So don't be scared to charge what you're worth, especially if you're in the service business, okay? Find the right clients for your products or services and speak directly to them. One of the easiest ways to scale your business and increase your profits is increase your pricing. So know the true value of your products and services and don't underprice. Many times we get scared if we give people a high price. But remember, value is usually equated with price, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in today's show too. So know your true value of your products or service and don't underprice. Tip number 3, identify and attract your target customers who you can give the most value to and who are profitable to your business. Identify and attract your target customer who you can give the most value to and who are most profitable to your business. So stop marketing to and chasing bad clients, guys. So when your product is underpriced, it's not profitable, and you're chasing prospective customers that aren't good customers, all that does, guys, is it's a race to the bottom in terms of your profitability and also your sanity, because you're getting tired of talking to people that probably aren't a good match for your actual product or service. Guys, you're not going to win that way. All right, you definitely won't win. So the reason that most people are chasing and working with bad clients is because they don't have enough good clients in their pipeline. So you need to identify and attract your target customer. And that target customer is a customer who can get that you can give the most value to and who are most profitable to your business. So if you have a service type business or whatever, and you're giving your attention to customers that aren't paying you what you need to get paid, you need to get rid of those customers. And then you need to figure out a way to identify and attract the target customer that you're looking for. That's a big thing, guys. And a lot of times, like I said, this is done because you don't have a pipeline of qualified customers. You're taking anybody that walks in the door because you need the money. All right. And that's a whole nother show into and of itself. All right. So today we're talking about, are you charging enough money for your services? 11 tips to increase your profits. Tip number 4, and I'm going to break this down a little bit too. Create your highest value offer first, and then determine what other product levels to create. So when you're talking about profitability and your products and services, many times most of us have a lot of small ticket items or small priced items. So you're never really going to get to that 7-figure level if you're selling $10 products or services. Now, yes, you can do that, but you got to sell a whole hell of a lot of those $10 products or services to get to 7 figures. So once again, create your highest value offer first and then determine what other product levels to create. So for example, I mentioned there's a free product level, there's a low ticket level, there's a mid ticket level, and you always need a high ticket level. Now, the way you create your highest value offer is that you need to have or come to one outcome. So, and I'll give you an example, right? So you must have one outcome. And what I mean by that is, say that you're a coach and you're teaching coaches how to make 7 figures and how to build a pipeline, like having clients on demand. So the outcome is one. It's meaning that this is the only outcome that I'm teaching or this program is for. I'm going to teach you how to get 7 figures in your coaching business by getting a continuous flow of new clients. Okay? Now, so all of your messaging is going to be the same. It doesn't matter if they go or buy into your high ticket one-on-one coaching, which could be $5,000. It could be a mid-ticket $997 online course, or it could be a low ticket. It could be a book. So if I'm a coach teaching coaches how to make 7 figures, I can have, once again, my high ticket $5,000 one-on-one coaching program or group coaching program. I could have a $997 course, which is a mid-tier, and I could have a low ticket item, which is a book. Okay, but the message is still the same. The one outcome is still the same. The outcome is I'm going to teach you how to make 7 figures as a coach. And that's a universal message. You just have different products for that same message based on the people. And we're not going to get into high ticket sales today. I'm probably going to do a show on that on a separate episode. But once again, create your highest value offer first and then determine what other product levels to create. Remember, when you have one singular message, if you're trying to monetize it, and once again, this message is for coaches who want to make 7 figures and scale their business. So the one-on-one coaching, once again, would be, and this is just all made up as an example, would be $5,000. The mid-ticket item is $997. That's a course. Low ticket item may be a book on how to scale your coaching business. All right. So if your main target is people that have the money and want to invest in themselves, and you're selling this high ticket offer, if you get them on the phone after they go through your funnel and you pre-qualify them, and you know what, maybe they're not a good fit for this, then maybe you downsell them to the $997 course, something like that. But that's a whole show into and of itself that we're going to probably do on high ticket sales. So that's number 4, create the highest value offer first and determine what the other products or service levels are. And if you have one outcome, if you're preaching one message, you can have multiple products for that message based on your clients. Okay. Number 5, create your pricing to attract the people you want to attract. Create your pricing to attract the people you want to attract. So many times low cost denotes low value, where high cost denotes high value and worth. So who do you want to work with, and does it make sense? Once again, guys, I'm going to go back to your product mix. It's very hard to hit hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales and millions of dollars in sales when all you're selling is low cost items. And I want you guys to kind of reconsider what a low cost and mid-tier and a high level offer are. Okay. And I think a lot of times with this money thing, we get kind of stuck in a rut. So here's a perfect example. When I started after I left college and I went to work at Dean Witter and then Merrill Lynch as a stockbroker, my whole concept of money had to change. So when I saw somebody invest a couple of $100,000 in the stock or mutual fund or whatever, to me, that was like, oh man, I'm 22, 23 years old coming out of college. I ain't never seen that much money before. But in retrospect, when you look at it, you start to get accustomed to that when you start dealing with people like that. So you want to create your pricing to attract people you want to attract. So if you want to attract people that are in, basement bargain, for example, Walmart, right? So another great example, my hot sauce, right? Walmart reached out to me, and I'm not going to carry the hot sauce in Walmart because it's a premium hot sauce brand. I went in Walmart the other day just to check the shelves on hot sauce. They had hot sauce in there for 5 ounces for $1.98, $2, $3. I can't, my product doesn't fit into that. So create your pricing to attract the people you want to attract. And so once again, guys, don't get skewed by what a high level offer or a high ticket offer is. Okay. And we're going to get into that a little bit later on. But, I've seen people sell coaching programs for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Now there's a process to that, and it has to be systematized. But don't get stuck on just trying to sell a low price product. All right. So make sure that you create your pricing to attract the people you want to attract. I think I was reading an article. Somebody was talking about the Lamborghinis, right? The cars. And the question was, why don't you advertise on television? And the owner of Lamborghini was like, because my people don't watch TV. They're out making money. So you have to know who your target market is and create the pricing to attract that. So if you need a heart surgery, right? And there's this guy advertising on the radio. Yeah, I'll do $100 heart surgery, 4-valve operation for you. $100, come on in. You're probably not going to go there because you're not going to trust your life on a guy that's doing heart surgery for $100, right? You're going to go to a cardiologist. You're going to go to a specialist. So once again, create your pricing to attract the people you want to attract. And what we're talking about today, guys, is, are you charging enough for your services? 11 tips to increase your profits. Now, tip number 6, get rid of your clients that are not profitable. Get rid of your clients that are not profitable. I know sometimes you may have a friendship with something with customers, but if they're not profitable, it's not doing your business any good. Okay. Many clients that aren't profitable, they're sucking your blood and costing you money and your time. Okay. Now, if there is a way to automate the interaction with that customer, be it, emails or whatever, do that. But get rid of the clients that are not profitable, because all they're doing is slowing you down and not allowing you to serve the customers that are profitable. Now, I know there's we're all good with charity and we do a lot of stuff and we help people and it's not for money. I get that. I do that myself. But when you're running a business, the objective of a business is to make money and to serve people. So you're not going to be able to serve people if you're dealing with clients that aren't profitable. Okay. I was talking to one of my buddies who's in the service industry, and he was telling me that he purged probably about 25 to 30% of his clients because they were more problems than they were profitable. Not that, he did it in a bad way, but he was like, look, I got to be able to work with the profitable clients that understand my process and buy into my process. Not people that are going to butt heads and, try to nickel and dime me for my services. And so he said, since he's gotten rid of those 30% of the bad clients, he said his life is better. He's enjoying his business even more because he purged those type of people, right? Or those type of clients. So get rid of the clients that are not profitable or that are hurting your business. Number 7, many times low pricing can be less beneficial to clients than high pricing. I'm going to repeat that. Many times low pricing can be less beneficial to your clients than high pricing. And the reason is because they won't have enough skin in the game to make them complete the program or do what's necessary to be successful. And I will give you a couple of examples. So, for example, if you do, or I come out with a course for $97, right? And I know this to be a fact. So my low price courses, a lot of times people don't finish the courses the rate of people finishing the courses that are low priced is a lot lower than people that spend $997 on a course because they don't have skin in the game. And one of the things my mentor always told me, he was like, you're doing your customer a disservice, okay? Because they don't have enough skin in the game to complete whatever the program is and to have the transformation. Now, remember, one of the shows I talked about selling transformation, not information, but transformation. You're trying to take somebody from point A to point B. And if you pay $29 for a brief mini course, how many of you guys, I wish I could see your hands right now. If I ask y'all to raise your hand, and I'm guilty of this too, how many of you guys have taken a course or program or whatever, spent $29, $97, whatever it is, and never completed it? Right? Yeah, if I could see you, I know there are a lot of hands raised out there. And so many times low pricing can be less beneficial to your clients than high pricing. Now, if you bought a course for $29 versus doing a one-on-one coaching for $5,000, trust me, you're going to be on that $5,000 coaching program because, you got skin in the game. You invested a lot of money. So that's one of the things that my mentor always talks about with some of my pricing. He's like, Jay, you're doing a disservice because now you're not going to get as many people into the program, but what is your true goal? It's transformation. I'm like, yeah, it is. He said, you got to raise your prices. He said, the people that weren't going to get in because you raised your price a couple $100, they weren't going to do anything anyway. So you're going to get a higher level of commitment, which means you're going to get a higher level of success, which in turn is going to help the customer. And it's also going to help me with testimonials because now they're skin in the game and they're going to make sure that they make that transformation. So once again, many times low pricing can be less beneficial to your clients than higher pricing. Number 8, all right, solve a high value problem and create a high value offer. Solve a high value problem and create a high value offer. So basically what I'm saying is results must justify the cost. So for example, if I can help you scale your business to $20,000 a month in revenues and say you're only doing $5,000 a month, so I'm 4 times in it. What is that worth to you? Could I sell a program that's worth $3,000, $5,000, $10,000? Yes. So I'm solving a high value problem and I'm creating a high value offer. So the key, guys, to scaling businesses and increasing profits, once again, you may have to tweak your pricing. You may have to add a high ticket level item, product or service. So if I'm trying to get to $100,000 a month in revenues and I'm selling a $5,000 group coaching program, that means all I need is 20 people in for $5,000. That's going to give me $100,000 in that month. Versus if I'm selling a $10 product, that means I'd have to sell 10,000 of those to make $100,000. It's a big difference. Many times, guys, it's easier to sell the higher ticket item than it is to sell a lower ticket item, especially if you identify who your prospects and your customers are. So I used to tell my loan officers all the time, I said it's easier to do a $500,000 mortgage than it is to do a $50,000 mortgage. It's the different type of client. It's the income. It's whatever. So when you're doing a $500,000 mortgage, what you would find in that business is most of the people would have their stuff in order. Credit would be okay. They'd have all their documentation, taxes, and all of that stuff. When you're doing a $50,000 mortgage, what we found was a lot of that stuff wasn't in order. So it was actually easier to do a $500,000 mortgage than a $50,000 mortgage. So what do you want to do? You're going to make more money on the $500,000 mortgage, and it's going to be less problems. So you really need to start to think about who you really want to attract as your major client. So once again, solve a high value problem and create a high value offer. Tip number 9, and we're talking about, are you charging enough for your services? 11 tips to increase your profits. Tip number 9, higher ticket products or services allow you to spend more money on ads. Higher ticket products or services allow you to spend more money on ads. So if I can outspend my competition for keywords or advertising, trust me guys, I'm going to make more sales than them. Let me give you a real life example. So I've talked about one of my first big e-commerce products and brands started out with a flat iron, right? And so I positioned my flat iron as a high-end professional salon grade tool. The cost of the flat iron made under my brand with my trademark from China was $10.78 landed. That means all cost in per unit. From China, manufactured with my brand, my trademark on it, landed to my office was $10.78. Okay. Now, I positioned that flat iron as a high-end professional salon grade tool, and I sold it for $129. So I have $10.78 into the product, and I'm selling it for $129, right? So you see that's a big spread right there, right? So just say $11 minus $129. So that's the spread that I got, right? So that's a spread of $118 gross profit. That's before I start doing advertising. So I'm selling this on Amazon. And on Amazon, they have what's called Amazon pay-per-click. So when you upload your product to Amazon, if you don't advertise that product, you're not going to make any sales unless you're a real name brand product. So when people go into Amazon and they type in flat iron, ceramic flat iron, professional flat iron, whatever, I was bidding upwards of $10 per keyword for those type of words. So when somebody went into Amazon and put in ceramic flat iron, if I had the highest bid, guess what they would see first? They would see my flat iron. And then with all the positive reviews, bam, I'm selling tons of these flat irons. I did in 6 months, the first 6 months I came out, I grossed $272,000. The reason why was I could spend a lot more money on advertising that product versus somebody else that was selling a similar product or the same type of product for $30. And here's the crazy thing, family. My manufacturer was manufacturing my flat irons, and they were also manufacturing for other people. And I literally have seen my flat iron, the same exact model, except mine had my branding and all of that positioning with it, because I positioned mine as a high-end tool. Same flat iron was selling for $30. So who do you think is going to be more profitable? Me or that company? It's me, because I had the money to be able to spend on advertising. So when you start looking at products, and it can be your physical products especially, your digital products and services, a lot of those, you don't have any additional stuff that goes with it. But when you're selling a physical product, and I teach this in Brand Builder Academy Elite, BBAelite.com, you have to be cognizant of your profitability. You have to focus on how much money do I have to advertise this product or service, be it on Amazon, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, driving people to your Shopify store or your website. So higher ticket products or service allow you to spend more money on ads. Okay. And so you have to understand that, guys. So if you got a $20 product that cost you $10 to manufacture, that means you only have a $10 spread. So now that means you have to run ads or whatever, and you only have $10. If it costs you $5 to get a customer, that means you only made $5. So once again, when holiday time comes and I'm selling a $129 flat iron versus somebody that's selling a $30 flat iron, and I literally was bidding $10 for the keyword, meaning somebody types in that keyword, bam, that person that's selling that flat iron for $30 couldn't match that. Okay. And so I was selling like hotcakes because I had the room to advertise. Now, let me give you a little counterpoint to that. And I always talk about building your platform, right? So, but if you have a platform, guess what your ad cost is? 0. I'm going to repeat that. If you have a platform, guess what your ad cost is? 0. So the reason that you're paying these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads, Amazon, whatever, the reason you're paying them is because you're on their platform and you don't have traffic coming to your own platform. And so I tell people, like with the BEB ecosystem, I built the platform. So when the BEB family was like, yo, I need to learn more about this or whatever, then I can help create products and services that are going to assist the BEB family moving from point A to point B. I don't have to advertise outside. Now, I do sometimes for some of my stuff, but most of my stuff is internal. So once again, if you have your own platform, you don't have to pay for advertising. That's why I'm telling you guys, it may take a while to build that platform, but it's an infinite return. Okay? So, man, I'm telling you guys, you got to create the platform and build your platform. You can still do outside advertising because you want to attract additional people, but having your own platform and creating higher ticket products or services allows you to spend more money on ads. If somebody can outspend you in your category, they're going to sell more than you. So if you're selling a $29 course and somebody's selling the same type of course for $290, that means that they can spend, probably up to $250 and still make $40 profit, where you're selling a $29 course. So don't sleep on that higher ticket products or services allows you guys to spend more money on advertising. That needs to be built in to your product matrix or your service matrix. Whatever products or services that you're selling, guys, you need to make sure you have money to advertise. That's number 9. And we're talking about, are you charging enough for your services? 11 tips to increase your profits. Number 10, understand the psychology of pricing and human nature. So let's talk about the psychology of pricing real quick. So remember earlier in the show, I was talking about a low tier offer, mid-tier offer, and a high-end offer, right? So the psychology is if you present people with 3 options at the end of a presentation, most people are going to take the middle option. That's just the psychology of sales. They're not going to take the low option because you're going to make that option basically an option that nobody's going to want to take because it's not even worthwhile. They may take the high option if you've conveyed the value to them, but most people say, I don't know if I want to spend that. Let me drop down to the middle. So if you're using that type of sales technique or tactic, make sure that middle offer is profitable to you. Now, on the flip side of that, you can be very specific and only have one offer. You may focus only on the high level offer. Okay. And if they don't take that, guess what? You're not going to work with them. And I get that because you're determining who you plan on working with. So understand the psychology of pricing and human nature. And you don't want to give people too many options. A confused mind does not make decisions. Confused minds don't buy. So if you're doing a webinar and a presentation and you're selling a service or a product or whatever, give them only like 2 or 3 options at the max. Okay. Once again, the human nature is most people, studies have shown, will pick the middle option. And number 11, understand that you can't help everybody. Understand that you can't help everybody. So focus on the people that really want the help and that are truly committed to making a change or whatever your product or service does. So the commitment in terms of investing in themselves. So I see this all the time, guys, and I'm sure you probably have in your businesses too. People say that they want to make change, but they don't invest in themselves or they don't commit to the change. And I'm guilty of that too. Right now, with this COVID, I picked up probably an extra 10, 12 pounds. So now the weather is breaking a little bit. So I'm out there back on the track doing my weightlifting and all of that. But I'm not in it like I should be in it. So I'm guilty of this too. But understand that you can't help everybody. Okay, you only are able to help the people that want to be helped. Okay, people will want help, but human nature dictates that most people won't do what's necessary, even when you're throwing them a lifeline out there. So here's another example, right? So I do some pro bono or free mentoring, right? Usually with younger kids and younger entrepreneurs. And so it's free. They're not in a position to pay. I'm not asking for any money. But the type of commitment that I get is not the commitment of somebody that's going to pay $5,000 for my coaching program or a coaching program. You see, once again, you can't help everybody. And so that's something that I had to understand a long time ago. When I was at Merrill Lynch as one of only three black stockbrokers there. And this is back in the 90s, mid 90s, early to mid 90s. One of my mentors there, he was like, yo, bro, he said, if you just trying to deal with black folk in this business, he said, you're going to be out of business. And I said, nah, man, yo, I'm going to talk to people about investing, financial services, blah, blah, blah. He said, bro, I'm going to let you bump your head. And after the first year, just solely focusing on black folk, I'm like, damn, he's kind of right there. Now, maybe I didn't have the polish or the technique to go after, that marketplace. Eventually, I did break into that marketplace with some entertainers and athletes that I knew that helped propel my business. But basically, he said, man, really, he was saying, understand that you can't help everybody. You can only help the people that truly want to be helped. And so that's a hard lesson because I know that, I'm in business to help as many people as I can. But in order to stay in business, I have to focus on what's profitable. If I can't eat and do what I need to do to help other people, then how am I going to help other people? It's just like when you're on an airplane. And they say if turbulence happens, the oxygen mask comes down, you put it on whose face first? Yours, right? You put it on your face first so you're able to help your kids or help somebody else because you need to be able to sustain so you can help other people. But understand that you can't help everybody. And that's real talk right there. Now, before we close out with the last segment, guys, I just want to share all my social media contact information and my resource links. So I mentioned at the top of the show, my new book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. You can pick up a copy at anewblackwallstreet.com, $14.95 for the print version, $9.95 for the digital version. So if you're looking to build a successful e-commerce business, definitely check out the book. Now, if you need additional assistance building a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, my new flagship course is out, Brand Builder Academy Elite. You can go to bbaelite.com, put in the code BBAElite100, save yourself $100 on the investment. And this is a 14-week interactive implementation program. It's transformational. It takes you from ideation all the way to creation of your product or service and selling on all your major platforms. Go to bbaelite.com. Also, guys, at the top of the show, I mentioned 2 platforms I created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide black economy. The first one is besmartbyblack.com. So if you are a black product producer and you want to sell your product to black consumers worldwide, go to besmartbyblack.com. Upload your product information. It is free, and you can connect with black consumers worldwide. Now, I didn't forget you freelancers. So if you do anything on Fiverr.com or Freelancer.com, I've created HireBlackFreelancers.com, HIRE blackfreelancers.com. Same concept. It is free to upload your information, and you can connect with black consumers and black businesses that want to hire a black freelancer. Now, I also mentioned at the top of the show, guys, my new rebooted BEB Academy. You can check that out. Go to BEBacademy.com. All of my online courses, trainings, and workshops are behind there, except Brand Builder Academy Elite. But everything else is there. You can get 5 days free access to everything in the academy for free for 5 days. So try before you buy. Go to bebacademy.com. Now, I know that's a mouthful, but you can just go to BEB Connect, which is going to take you to a page on my website, and all of those resource links are going to be there. Also, let me give you real quick all my social media contact information, which is also on bebconnect.com. Anything long, family, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. And every time I say J Jones, it's JAYJONES. Okay. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, JJones001. Instagram, I have 2 IG accounts. The first one is J Jones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. And the second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Little bit different content on each one. YouTube, just go to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because I have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. Yes, the podcast does come out on YouTube, but there's additional content on that too. LinkedIn, check me out. Go to J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Connect with me on LinkedIn. And also, if you're on Clubhouse, you can follow me at @IamJJones, @IamJJones. Once again, family, everything can be found at BEB Connect. And in a couple of weeks, guys, I've been basically teasing this, but this new website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, when this thing drops, I'm telling you, it's going to be nothing but resources. And the only thing I'm going to tell you guys is go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com as opposed to giving you all of this stuff. But let's get ready to close this thing on out. I just want to share some takeaways about today's episode. We're talking about, are you charging enough for your services, and 11 tips to increase your profits. So the real deal is, guys, basically, you need to really evaluate what your income goals are on a monthly basis. And then you have to look at, are your products and or services feasible to get you to that goal? Okay, once again, if you're selling $10 products and you want to get to $100,000 in revenue a month, that means you got to sell 10,000 of those. So you got to think about your profitability of your products and or your services. And what I really want to bring home is, guys, do not sleep on pricing your products and services. Do not underprice your products and services. Identify who your market is, and then you focus in on that market. Now, to have a viable market, the easiest thing to do, guys, is to solve a problem. So if you can find a problem, then you have a solution for that problem. You can make money. And the higher value that problem is, the higher price you can charge. So once again, if you're in a tax jam and you need a tax accountant to work with you to help you figure out what's going on with the IRS, or you're going to get a tax lien against you and possibly go to jail, that's a high value problem, right? So that means that CPA can charge a lot of money. You know, you look at all of these high profile murder crimes, right? So if the person has money, guess what? What do? They hire the highest priced attorneys. OJ had Johnny Cochran. You got the Menendez brothers. They hired all these high level attorneys. So once again, higher ticket products or services allow you to actually charge more money. So if you're solving a higher ticket problem, that means you can charge a higher amount of money. So let me just run through these real quick, guys. Number one, time is your most valuable commodity for entrepreneurs, so make sure you guard it wisely. Number two, know the true value of your product or service. Don't underprice it. Number three, identify and attract your target customers who you can provide the most value and who are most profitable to you. Number four, create your highest value offer first and then determine what other product levels to create. Also, when you do that, you must have one outcome. All right. One outcome allows you to have the same message, but different product tiers with that message. OK, let me see. Number five, create your pricing to attract the people you want to attract. Number six, get rid of your clients that are not profitable or that are causing problems. Number seven, many times low pricing can be less beneficial to your clients than higher priced products or services. Number eight, solve a high value problem, and create a high value offer. Number 9, higher ticket products or services allow you to spend more money on advertising. Number 10, understand the psychology of pricing and human nature. So if you have a high offer, mid-level offer, and a low offer, most people are going to take the middle offer. So make sure that offer is profitable. And number 11, understand that you can't help everybody. And I know as entrepreneurs, we're in the service business. We're here to serve. But understand if you try to help everybody, you're doing yourself and your customers, your true customers, a disservice. So you got to really hone in on who your customers are and provide the best products and or services to them. Before we wrap it on up, family, I say this each and every week, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. We've been getting more and more downloads every episode, and that's due to the BEB family. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the blog, but really it's a movement. So we're trying to build an economic power base in the worldwide Black economy. And in order to do that, we have to be able to build and support Black-owned businesses. And we need to be intentional too, family. We need to make sure that we seek out and we search and we intentionally spend our money at Black-owned businesses. Once again, guys, nobody is going to do that for us. That's something that we need to do. It's something that we have to do. So be intentional when you spend your money, guys. Be cognizant of where your dollar goes. I talked about this on the show one time, guys. Only 2 cents of every dollar that we have in possession goes to a Black-owned business, and that's horrible. That's horrible. That's nobody's fault but ours. That's something that we can correct immediately. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.